Thanks for coming. Unfortunately, it was not our best effort on offense or defense. And it seemed like we couldn't make a layup in the first half, and they were making everything. And they get out to a lead and snowballed on us, and very disappointing loss for us. Give them credit, they played very well, and we really struggled offensively in the first half.
Obviously, Louisville played very well, but are you surprised after the performance you had in Miami that performance didn't carry over at least somewhat into tonight?
I was shocked, actually. We had a very successful road trip. We played a game in Charlottesville against a team of a different style and played as hard as we have all season defensively and grinded a win out. And then we played Miami, and we really shared the ball and had 28 assists and played extremely well offensively to score 117 points. So we felt very confident, and as a coaching staff, we thought we were going to play very well offensively tonight. And it just didn't happen. We missed so many easy shots, layups in the first half, and when that happens and they're making shots at the other, and it's very deflating, and you can see it in our guys' faces. But you have to fight through that, and unfortunately, Louisville stayed hot for a while before that second half run we made.
You don't have a whole lot of quad one opponents left on your schedule this year. How important is it to rise to the occasion in moments like this when those opportunities are there, and how frustrating is it to have a night like tonight?
Yeah, a couple of games that we've lost at home, the Duke game and this game, we didn't play very well. And the teams we played are very good, but we didn't play well. We didn't play to our standard that we've been playing most of the season. And every team's had off nights throughout the year. And unfortunately, this was an off night for us, and it was very frustrating for everybody, the fans that came to support us, our players, and our coaching staff. And so we do have some other very good teams coming in here to Moody, and we hit the road, and then we have 4 out of 5 at home. So this is a very important part of our schedule here the next 3 weeks.
Coach, defensively tonight, it just seemed like, especially in the first half, a lot of uncontested shots, a lot of alley-oops, a lot of dunk plays that seemed like Cement might have been a little lost. I saw you guys and the players trying to tell him to kind of get his hands off on some of that.
Well, yeah.
What do you attribute kind of some of those defensive situations to?
He's a freshman. He's still learning. He's still going through some things defensively, and he had trouble getting to the level of the ball screen, and so there was no resistance at the point of attack, and then he let the roll man get behind him when he was in his drop coverage. So things we'll work on. He's a terrific young man. He's learned a lot. He's improved so much, but it's just not him. Anytime that you play defense, it's team defense, and so we struggle team defensively, not just Cement.
Rain Smith is obviously a threat from anywhere on the court. What was your guys' game plan for him coming into the night, and then where did you see it go wrong?
Well, they share the ball very well, and they have guys on their team that they know, and they're in his area. They screen for him, and they do a good job of that. And so a couple of times, especially in the first half, our players got caught on screens on the weak side, and they skipped it over, and he hit screens hit threes from screening action, and so they do a good job of trying to find him, and the guys without the ball do a good job of screening for him.
Obviously, when you look at the stat sheet and you see Smith with 10 three-pointers, it's easy to, I guess, make characterizations about the performance. But he did hit, 3 or 4 where it looked like you had a defender sort of draped all over him. Are his numbers a little bit deceptive, or give you something you can build on in the sense that there was some defense there and he was just hitting everything?
Well, when you a great shooter like him, and you make a couple and you feel confident, he doesn't bring the ball down. He just catches it and shoots it, kind of like Klay Thompson, where he has a high release. And you're right, 4 or 5 of those that he made were extremely contested. And sometimes as a defender, you have to be there, but he was hot. I think he started 7 for his first 9, and was impressive. And he saw a couple go in, and I guess he felt good because he kept shooting him and kept making them. So it's when you guard an elite shooter like that, you have to be all over him and know where he is at all times.
When you have these maybe lackluster performances against those top teams, does it make you incentivize you to change anything up when you have those big games, or is it really just more about trying to get that execution to where it was in a game like this?
Well, we've been playing very well. Just won 3 games in a row. We've been playing very well together. And as I said, we played very hard the last 3 games and played very well. We scored a lot of points in 2 of those games. Defensively, we were doing what we needed to do. And so this is surprising. It's surprising to us, the coaching staff. I'm sure our players were surprised that we didn't play better tonight. And our fans. We had great support tonight. I'm disappointed that we didn't perform at the level that we expected ourselves to.
What kinds of conversations did you have in the locker room at halftime?
Well, it's not the time to yell and scream and point out individual players. It's the time to try to stay together as a team. And so we just focused on a couple of things defensively. The ball screen coverage, we started switching more in the second half. Played a little more zone in the second. Played a lot of zone in the second half. I thought that helped us get back. I don't know if we cut it to 15 or 17, but we had that nice run where we were getting stops, and so we just you go 6 for 29 in the first half and miss all those layups and threes. It wasn't necessarily what we're running or what kind of scheme we're doing. It's guys got to step up and make shots when they have easy ones, especially the easy ones. And we've been doing that for a long time. And unfortunately, it kind of snowballed through our entire team tonight, and we missed a lot of easy ones to allow them to go on those big runs.
You can go first.
I'd say we didn't play together. We missed a couple shots, some wide open looks, a lot of layups as well. Just a lot of things didn't go our way tonight.
Yeah, I feel like, you're not going to hit shots every night. I don't know if that was what it was to me. I think at some point you just have to get sick and tired of getting pushed around on the boards, pushed around on ball screens. At some point you just got to get sick of that and tired of that and get it done on the rebounding and the defensive end. Even if you're not scoring, you can stop a team from scoring.
When you had some of these not as strong offensive performances against some of the better opponents that you're playing, how much do you attribute that to your own game versus the defense and the quality of the opponent you're playing?
I'd say most times we gave up a lot of points on the defensive end. Once we get stops on defense, we open up our transition offense, and we didn't really have that a lot tonight because we gave them second chance points off of rebounds, and they just hit a lot of shots as well, so we didn't get a lot of transition offense.
Yeah, kind of like what BJ said, just we're a transition team, so when we can't get it out in transition, that affects us. But even in the half court, kind of to like the first thing I said, we're setting up a play and we're letting them push us out all the way. We're damn near catching the ball at half court. Just can't let that happen.
Matt, I'm sorry. Matt, how do you? I loved what you said in the beginning about just getting pushed and you got to push back, and at some point you get tired of it. How do you, as someone who's been in this game a long time and you have a lot of experience, how do you handle expressing that? How do you, as a team, grow up and mature from that?
I think it comes from we're an old team. I don't know every team in the country, but I would assume we're up there for one of the oldest. So some of that maturity should already be there, and then it should just it should be able to self-coaching, and then at some point we got to say it to each other and take it like a man and know and practice in games that every time a team pushes us, the hands can't go in the air every time. It has to be at some point, if they're going to hit you, why can't we hit them? Like the ref didn't call it, now go down and hit them. And it's just, I don't know, I think at some point just pride has to set in for all of us. That's not pointing fingers, that's me today, that's everybody, that's every single person on the team.
Coming in, you knew Louisville obviously shoots a lot of threes, they first in the conference in the most attempts per game. BJ, for you and the rest of the guards, what's it like to be chasing all these guys on the perimeter? And it seemed like Rain Smith hit everything he threw up, even when you guys were right near him and had a hand up defending.
I would say we weren't communicating on defense. They would set back screens, and defense, you got to talk. You got to let your teammates know what's going on. I mean, we gave up a lot of threes. He has a quick release, so you got to be there on the catch. but I mean, we gave him second chance opportunities as well. So he just felt like he was just shooting as much as he could.
Anything else? You guys win by 43 in Miami and then come up short tonight by 25. What's the key to regrouping and sort of getting back on the right track Saturday for North Carolina State?
I think it's next game mentality. This one's over with, but at the same time, you have to learn something from these, and that just means that you forget about the game, but you don't forget necessarily about how it felt. So practices have to be hard because it's a good league, and credit to them, they're a good team. I think their point guard had 16 assists, and yeah, Rain Smith got hot, but any shooter knows once you see a couple good looks go in, when you're not getting defended, even when you got a hand in your face, it feels like no one's there anymore. So you just got to know personnel, and we got to lock in practice.